So we've talked about all different forms of making art with God, and today we're going to talk about what is it like to make ceramics with God. Welcome to Celebration State, where we help Christian creatives to grow in their creativity and in their love for God. Today, we have the amazing Sarah Chiu with us. She is my friend, and she is a ceramic artist, and she studied ceramics at CBU. And I remember the first time that I saw one of her creations was these little sheep that she had made. She made, I want to say, did you make 100 or 99?
99.
Makes sense. 99 sheep, because Jesus said that God will leave the 99 to come and find the one. So she'd made 99 ceramic sheep, and God just put it on her heart to give them to people in our church. And I just thought it was such a blessing. And she said, yeah, please take one. And so everyone was picking out their favorite sheep and just what it meant to them. It's still on my mantle to this day because I think it's just so precious to just think about how God cares for us and is tender with us. That was my introduction to Sarah's ceramics, but I've come to know that she does a lot more with it too. So today we wanted to pick her brain about all the different ways that she is able to make ceramics with God. And it's going to be a really great treat for you guys. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Today, I wanted to ask you, how did you get started working with clay?
In college, sophomore year, I switched my major to visual arts, and then I took ceramics as one of the choices that we could take for our art classes. And that's how I got started.
That's amazing. So do you have a favorite kind of clay to work with? I know almost nothing about clay. So are there different kinds and ones that you prefer?
I prefer high fire clays just because the glazes look nicer, and it's also like more functional, and I'm also like a very functional person, and I know there's like a whole debate about form and function, but I do like still value function a lot, even though everyone's like form,
Wow. So what would you say is your favorite thing to make when it comes to ceramics so far?
I like making like little sculptures right now. I like to make kind of inspired by Inception. You know that movie where like those people have like little tokens and then to like remind you of reality. So I like to like make with little tokens just to like remind people of the truth or myself, and
That's amazing, because that's what I like to do with my art. Is I look at it when someone's buying a prophetic piece of art, I look at it as an anchor point of truth that they can hold on to in the storm and to kind of set their minds on the truth of God instead of what's going on around them. So that's awesome. So what was it like when you began to bring God into that process?
So prayer, a lot of prayer. I think it always starts with praying. So I think, I just didn't know what to make, so I was like, I'll just pray. And then like the more I sought the Lord, the more he intervened through what it was. At first it wasn't through me, it was actually through my friends who would like tell me things they saw or like ideas they would have, and then I would do their ideas, but I would like be asking God like, okay, like is this because they were hearing from God. So I was like, okay, and then I kind of took what they're doing, and then slowly as like I pressed more into it, like I started just going to the Lord myself too, and then he still sends my friends to tell me like things to make too, but I also talk to him too. But it's cool that he wants us to be together and cool. To like work together all the time. So
I love that.
Yeah,
I love how a word from God can speak not only to the person it's given to, but also to other people, and it can just hit in the middle, in the center of them. So in this process of praying and asking God to lead you and guide you, what does that feel like for you? How does he speak to you?
Well, sometimes I hear like a word or a random thought. So if it's random, like I know it's not from me, because I'm not like thinking about, I don't know, like a seahorse. Like I'm not, that's not on my mind. So I know it's like, okay, like I'll just go for it, and then try to make something with it, and then usually like it evolves. That's how usually it happens. Or sometimes I've already made something like just from fidgeting or whatever, and then he tells me to keep working on it, or he tells me not, like you just get a sense like that it can be more, so you keep working on it. And just being intentional about like working with God it's like you either serve God or you serve the world. You can't separate what you do from God. If you know, like if you are serving him and like wholly surrendered to him, it's like you can't separate what you make from God, otherwise it becomes an idol, because it's you're either serving God or not God.
Wow.
So it's like kind of intense, or not intense, but it's kind of, but it is what it is, you know, like that's what the Bible says. So
wow.
yeah.
So it's more like a knowing kind of a thing when he speaks to you, like things like thoughts that wouldn't have been there just from you, kind of thing, typically.
Yeah.
That's
or
amazing.
Just opening the Bible sometimes and I see something and
like the 99.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what do you think about the messiness of ceramics? What is that like for you in your creation process?
It is like the whole process, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you're just you know, you can't make anything without getting like a little dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the more you practice, the less messy it gets.
Okay.
So it's like at first you have to get messy, you want to get better, but then it definitely gets better the more you grow.
I love that. Yeah, like you have to get messy to grow, you know? That's so good. Well, so one of the things that you've talked about when we talk about ceramics is like you like to play with it. Like, so it's almost like playing with God for you, kind of, yeah? Can you talk a little bit about that? Like what that's like?
It's just like having fun, you know, doing stuff, and it's just fun, and you can make stuff. It is, play is play, you know, like it doesn't have to be super complicated. It's not supposed to be complicated. You're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what worship is. You kind of just be.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
I don't know.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's amazing how, like, something that Sarah and I both really believe passionately is that, like, God gave us all unique giftings, and like being someone who's creative in the arts doesn't make us anything special. But what I love is to hear people's unique stories and how God speaks to them through this gifting, through this calling that they happen to have in the creative arts, because to some of them it feels like nothing special, but God is in that, and so there's just something beautiful, something in the divine fingerprints of it. It's just so special to hear about.
Like he gives meaning to it. So
absolutely. Yeah, I love that. We are so thankful that we had Sarah join us today. Thank you so much for coming on this channel with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we can't wait to share more creative adventures with you guys. Please turn on the notifications bell and subscribe if you want to come with us on this journey and see what God is doing. And comment down below if you have any questions about this process of making ceramics with God. We want to help you with that, and I'll probably pass those questions on to Sarah, who knows stuff about this, and we would be happy to come alongside you on this journey. And please like this video if it blessed you. That is what means the most to the YouTube algorithm right now, so it's a great way to bless this channel if you want to support. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Be so blessed. Okay.